This is Dan Milano.
Shh, it's starting.
This is Drew Massey.
Seth Green.
Victor Yerrid.
Dina Waters.
James Murray.
And Sarah Silverman.
And this is Piddler on the Roof, directed by Curtis Hanson, inexplicably, who came from LA Confidential and Wonder Boys.
How did you get him to direct it?
I believe he had the same agent as Levitan and kind of was between projects and wanted to slum it. Just thought it was a silly script and figured he could get paid and have fun.
This was the first time he'd ever done a TV show? Or the only
I believe
time?
so.
Yeah.
How's he doing on that beard? He's growing a beard.
Oh no, I am falling!
It was strange having a film director come in because I think the studio was worried that his style might not translate to TV, which sounded really silly because you figure a director can just direct. But it was true that we had a very tight schedule and it was hard to, you wanted to tap on your watch, but everybody kind of respected him and wanted to give him the benefit. So things went on pretty long. This one went way over budget and over schedule.
Yeah, if you ever worked on a film, there's a lot of waiting around, and I think Curtis was sticking to that plan.
Apparently he's unaware that I'm a classically...
Hurry up and wait, right, you guys? Oh, gosh.
Written by Jennifer Salata, who wrote a great script.
And then was fired for it.
She was that good. No, she was great. There's just a lot of politics, and we were certainly full of that.
Don't you mean Cranky Blah?
What about Cranky? We invited him.
Yeah, well, I ain't coming, you bastards.
While we're talking about miracles, Gary Oldman was in this show as well.
Yeah.
Fresh from, what, Lost in Space?
Yeah, maybe it's not such a miracle when you put it like that.
Sorry, Gary.
But that was fun.
What's Tardy eating?
It was like
A little bit of scenery, actually.
It was a handful of like shredded wheats or something that they handed me right before the take, and it was just like a huge bag that I shoved in his mouth, which made for really great comedic effect as Sarah's character passed by.
This episode focuses a lot.
Oh my God, my hair is completely different from when I was just walking down the hallway. It's a completely different hairstyle.
It's different from show to show as well. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I think you're right. I think
My hair was big, and now it's...
tied back.
Okay,
right, because we shot that months later.
Okay, hit
But
the pause
how
on the
can that not
DVD.
be cut? That's crazy.
Rewind it now, folks. Check it for
It
yourselves.
was just big.
Oh,
My hair's...
This is awful.
You went through tremendous hair change over the course of the show because
It's
they kept
all-
screwing with you. I remember the makeup department.
You guys have a tension between you. That's kind of hot.
How do you feel about Alison?
I love Alison.
This is the early
I
tardy.
love this.
Severely slow tardy.
He always had something in his hand, like tape wound around his hand or the crayons, and I always tried to cross the fingers like Leonardo DiCaprio in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And the puppet department would always uncross them, and then right before we'd shoot, I'd cross them back again.
No.
I was a rebel.
I thought of one. We have
This episode focuses largely on Alison, and
And who knows more about those things than anyone?
Sarah, I don't know if you have anything to say about that character. I know that it was not necessarily the one that we discussed when you first signed on.
No.
What was your experience overall? I mean, all the actors. I mean, you all came in. You all saw tapes of IFC and read the pilot. What was your experience coming in?
Well, once I saw the IFC show, I just wanted to be a part of it. I was so excited. But I was, yeah. I'm sorry, I keep watching the show.
I know, it's hard not to.
And I'll tell you something else. That helmet on Warren, it like pulls on my heartstrings every time I see that helmet. So retarded.
Okay, I like the Blas drinking a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, good one, props. Well, we expected to have a lot more improv in the show. That was the intention. It was supposed to be a lot like Larry Sanders, and we were excited to get you and Eugene because you had come from.
Oh, we never got to
those
do
worlds.
any improv.
I know.
I know,
Well,
they kept
it's
writing
also-
jokes.
But
with
it's also like a concession of working with the puppets that the timing and the way it's angled, it all has to be so specific that there wasn't a lot of room to screw
I
around.
disagree,
But they
though,
made it
because-
that way.
No, it was definitely made that way.
Because the puppets were constantly improving, and it was gold, and it was in between the shots.
Right, in between the takes was the real show. interestingly.
Yeah, Sweet Willie doing a little bit behind the extras back there.
Yeah.
Sweet Willie.
Yeah, that
Oh my
stuff was good.
God. This is the scene with the crazy woman who was coming on to Eugene.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
That's right.
If you can see. Oh.
She really wanted a line.
I mean, she's crazy. You can see it in her eyes. She has fucking crazy eyes. And then, what did she say to him backstage?
She propositioned
I'm
him.
fucking crazy. Didn't she say that?
Oh, yeah, Eugene was so uncomfortable after that. I remember he was like, this woman's fucking crazy.
She's talking to me. She's
She wants to.
won't leave me alone.
Sure does. Did you see the crazy eyes at the bar? She's crazy.
Putting myself out there.
Good. Well, you're gonna have a great time tonight. These are good people.
Hey, Alison, give me a wet one.
You may want to button that.
Dan, was this the only time Greg was drunk in his show? I loved him drunk. It was so funny.
Yeah, I think it was. And I think originally he's supposed to be singing I Will Survive or something cute but sitcom-y. And I think we actually had to change that for this DVD release because we couldn't get the rights to that music.
I really like your top.
Oh, thank you.
I almost got a top like that in Acapulco. I was with all my girlfriends, and we had this wild time, and we laughed, and went skinner dipping.
My favorite thing
This is
about
great.
Dina is she would get big bits like this, and she was probably the only person that could make it funny. Like if it wasn't her that was saying it, do you know what I mean?
Dina, is it fair to say that Dottie had more in common with the puppets than the humans?
Yeah, I would say that. Very puppet-like. A human puppet.
Oh.
Look at me! I'm a drunken cliche!
That was an attempt to actually comment on the material.
My God, is he smashed?
Hey, what are you laughing at?
He really looks like a lamp.
It's amazing what a safety pin will do.
It's hard to play drunk. You do that really well.
If Fox had been smart, they could have marketed little bunnies with lampshades. Could have made millions.
Yeah, you could have pulled something to turn it on.
Now here is a reference to the Jimmy-Allison relationship. Do you guys have any opinion on this? I know it was kind of out of left field.
God, Seth is so hot. I thought he was really hot in Buffy, but seeing this scene, I'm realizing.
I've got kind of a post-Auschwitz look going on now.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
So, what happened?
I don't know. It's freaky.
What? Listen, I've picked out a monologue for tomorrow from Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 2.
Warren, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
My Shakespeare
Oh, the
idea.
Shakespeare, right, the Shakespeare. You know, I haven't had a chance to talk to Alison yet. We've been playing phone tag all week, but maybe tomorrow, day after.
Tomorrow, Gil, she's standing right over
All right,
there.
I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her.
Thanks, Gil. You're my guy.
Hey, Alison, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
We're just watching the episode.
I know.
just
It's
get
hard.
sucked in.
Well, let's talk about. Did anybody have any experience with Curtis that's worth talking about?
Yeah, there was one time that I asked him if he thought what I was doing in the scene was good, and he said yeah.
That was the extent of your go-between.
You know, he didn't give me a lot of advice.
And how about you guys? I know, Sarah, I mean, you were the focus of this episode. Did he talk to you a lot? Or?
He raped me anally, digitally. No, he was really nice.
I don't think so, Warren.
I never met him.
True. Yeah, he didn't give the.
I never saw him. He
I
talked
didn't
to the
even. He
puppets.
never even said hi.
He didn't give the puppeteers like the time of day, or the puppets either.
I remember him talking to us in the
I think he was
dressing room
afraid.
scene to the puppets.
You know, the networks.
All right, Warren. You're just gonna walk away.
Wasn't this the sewing? We sew up Warren in this episode, and we have it with Greg and Warren in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
And we did it like 6 or 7 times, and he would come back in between each take, but he just said, "Let's do it again."
That's
and
right.
And we just did it over and over. And
This was reshot when we did Sarah walking down the hall. We also did this, and it's a different Warren puppet.
That's Big Warren, yeah.
Yeah, and then back to the original.
Some of the puppets were so small,
think I did.
they looked really tiny on camera, so they made bigger versions of both Greg and Warren for like wide shots.
I think I did arms on Warren here. It's really fun miming unzipping a fly.
It's never clear what Greg's doing there.
But he is. Oh, we think he might have passed out, but he is Dan Milano is inside the dirtiest dumpster in LA behind the oldest gay club in LA.
There's so much dried semen and fecal matter in that
You suffer for art.
dumpster.
Some of the great behind-the-scenes happening here is Drew and I and a PA, I think, were taking a water bottle and trying to throw it into a trash can like 40 feet away. And I think we played that for about 4 hours.
That's what you
while we
do
were
in the
shooting.
downtime.
It's a good game.
Took a while to get the pissing just right. Got a note from standards on that, but I think we avoided it by cutting other stuff.
Oh, Alison, good morning, Bly.
Is it really?
His hair, blah.
I know, it's like they were in curlers and then they took them on, didn't comb through them or something. Ridiculous.
Dare you blame a woman's mood on her cycle?
Looks like Dottie's right on time, Bly.
I love that.
Have the state capitol sing yet?
Yeah, just finished.
Okay, well, in the script it says
I think after a while, the writer's room stopped putting Eugene and Sarah at odds and started treating them more like sort of a two-headed parent. I think singing Mailman, you guys are more...
working together.
Yeah, and have funny banter about
Our
it.
heads from our butts, did I have to say? That is so gay.
Fun at the little shindig last night?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was really
We had such a funny crew of like regular extras.
and I talked to a bunch of
I just saw that big guy.
Big Tom?
John, I think his name was.
Big John.
Oh, was it Paul?
Paul.
Paul.
I wish I knew that
Hey,
a few
Paul,
days
how's
ago.
it going?
Yeah.
I guess that's the problem because
Yeah, they were all really cool.
It was nice to have the continuity of the same people, so we weren't having to like meet new people.
It's like Jeff and the black guy in Taxi.
That's Hardy struggling with tape.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's taped up there.
Oh my God.
Fingers crossed underneath the tape.
Look, I'm serious. Whoever did this, you're in big trouble.
You said you're in, Bly.
Now, for the pun machine to start cranking in our room was like, you know...
I had so much fun on this show. It's so hard to be the fucking straight guy in this great comedy. Like,
So is that frustrating? I mean, especially being a comic and having to have jokes
I wanted
bounced
to
off
fucking
you?
kill myself.
Right, I'm sure.
I had so much fun all day, and then I'd watch the shows and remember it was all in between.
Oh, this was the scene. It wasn't sewing
But
up
they're-
Warren's ass. That
very
was a
true.
different
Ah,
show.
yes.
It was this scene we shot like 300 times, and he never said a word. We just kept doing it over and over again.
We actually had to put that shot in reverse where he's putting the cap back on the shaker.
Oh, wow.
Really?
This was a note from Curtis. He said to put Warren's back against the door like that, like to
pretty
block
funny.
Greg's exit. That was one thing.
I just said that he didn't give any notes. You totally...
You're a fucking
to
liar.
you. To
You're a
you.
liar. He knew where the money was, you know what I'm
so
saying?
awkward. So awkward.
He saved it up.
I had a little too much to drink, and I accidentally mistook Alison's car for a urinal.
So that's you, Vic, is Greg.
I miss Warren.
And that's Little Warren too.
Yeah.
But now I'm Warren. Anytime you see the character's
Warren.
back, it's me.
I worked on Wonder Years forever and ever ago, and Fred Savage had to get like a certain amount of schooling in every day. So for my coverage over his shoulder, they had a guy doubling Fred Savage while he was in his class. So there was literally a guy who spent 4 years working on the Wonder Years playing the back of Fred Savage's head.
That's stand-in money's good money.
It was
too.
really
I'm
nice
sure he
too.
bought a house.
Well, you know, he took the he made the effort of learning all of his lines and like interacting in the scene.
I think his house is just supposed to pose for Fred Savage's house, though, when Fred Savage wants to have press over.
Was he any good? Have you seen him?
Yeah,
in
no, he
anything
was really
since?
good. I haven't seen him since, but he was really good. I think his name was Greg, and he was a nice guy.
This scene.
This is the very special moment between the two girls.
Tonight on a very special Greg the Bunny.
How long did you guys spend shooting this? Didn't this go
Dottie
on
and
for a while?
Alison finally work out their
This
issues.
is why the show's 3 days over.
right.
Now, there was originally a makeout
Will
session
either
at the
one
end
of
of
them
this scene,
finally
wasn't there?
admit that what they really lack in life is love between two women? Find out on Fox tonight.
I remember the shooting going on for a while. I think he got a lot of coverage. I know that.
I mean, this job.
Cut to all of us inside going, how do we tell him that he's got to stop? He's shooting too much. What are we going to do?
You know, I have a law degree.
I watched the shadows change a lot in this
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
about
weather.
it's about
The
4.
weather changed.
scene. Yeah.
It's like 5:30 right
Notice
there.
there's piles of snow.
I'm getting
Losing light.
plastic surgery to get my nostrils made smaller.
Are you the swan? You know what was funny though is there is a line about I tried to write a script for Full House.
Oh, this is great.
That's a good line.
I tried writing a script for Full
I think that's actually Steve.
No, I wrote this. I did.
Did you write that line?
Get anywhere.
No, they made it.
That's why it's
I
funny.
said no, they made it. That was mine.
That's the punch. You know, you had also come up with the premise that we eventually used in Sock Like Me. You talked about having a maid as a puppet.
Yeah.
And in Puppish, I think that came up as a line for Dottie.
Yeah.
That somebody knowingly or unknowingly lifted from that day.
No. I know.
Heart.
Oh,
Heart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so hot.
All right, you
Heart.
guys should
Yeah.
just
That's
rub
really
each other's shoulders a
That
little
was a
bit.
great chat.
Right there.
Well, that was it.
I wonder where a stuffed doll of Greg might be.
Look at that. George Bush ended up doing that.
It's actually me
Here
and
I am.
Warren. I don't know why.
Are you on one leg? What was
No,
that?
what happened to your leg?
I'm completely dead. I think a PA is holding me.
Ah.
There he is.
So great.
Who else is on that
Someone
list?
told Gary Oldman that if he was on a sitcom, he'd definitely get a guest star Emmy. Didn't pan out.
What is her name?
Carolyn Aaron.
Oh, she's
Oh,
wonderful.
she's in Curb Your
Wonderful.
Enthusiasm.
And she's in so many great Woody Allen parts.
Yeah.
And
I
I
did
remember
a
being
play with
really
her.
happy.
Yeah.
Is she the sister that got fucked in the ass in that Woody Allen movie?
I believe she got shit on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. She got tied up and shit on.
She's gonna be happy we remembered that.
That was so great.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Who would do something like that? This was so much fun. I remember doing Shakespeare at the table read and trying to be as hammy and over the top as possible, and having Bob and Gary separately say that was a very good reading.
It was.
But I was like trying to be as awful as I could, which was, I appreciated the compliment, but it was always kind of weird. I was like, I guess that's how you do it. Just go way over the top.
Just go.
Ooh, there's some sound design.
Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven.
And Gary Oldman did love the puppets, I think, and he brought his kids, I think, too, to check
That
it
guy's
out.
awesome.
Sweet.
He's such a good actor and
Yeah, great.
such a funny
nice
sense
guy.
of humor.
Drew, is this you doing the arms there?
Yes.
Love it. It was such
I
a
lo-
pleasure to work with you guys and have you do that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love working with you on this. It was such a.
Let's get married.
Yeah,
You guys are so gay.
Can we just get
So
married?
I just come over here, big boy.
How close were you down there?
See.
Too close, evidently.
A trench does weird things to men.
Moss. It's like it's truly haunted.
I think there was a line that where Warren's supposed to say, while everyone else's performances were lost in space, yours was grounded here on
Oh
Earth.
yeah.
And that got cut.
Congratulations. Jerry!
Yes,
You're serious? I'm thrilled, sir. I am honored.
That line was a holdover that I kneel before you. Because there was talk before we knew we could get
Oh,
Gary
right.
Oldman to
It
put in
was
Terrence Stamp.
Right.
And Warren makes the joke about I kneel before you, like kneel before Zod. And that line stayed even though we got Gary Oldman to do it.
No, that's a tidbit.
That's a little bit.
Ooh, some rod removal there.
I love that.
Warren. Now, I just have to skedaddle off to London for about 3 weeks to shoot my part.
Warren, you're so heavy in the show next week.
This is fun. Anything with Eugene is fun. I think we can all agree. I remember him saying, actually, that he was relieved about not doing more improv because I think he figured, well, it takes pressure off him as an actor, which surprised me.
We had a lot of fun that first day, though. The first scenes that Eugene and I did together were really improv heavy in the pilot.
There's some footage of that on the DVD in the deleted scenes, actually, of you guys riffing.
That was so exciting. That was just one of the coolest things, was to get to play with him and have him just roll and have to roll with him.
I was the Piddler on the roof.
I think Eugene's attitude about improving changed when he started getting line readings.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. People were actually walking up to him and correcting his performance, which is unbelievable.
For not letting me perform my Shakespeare monologue on the show. Now, I think I should be suspended for, 3 weeks. That was
So weird that Gil just decided to not tell her about the Shakespeare. He just doesn't like Warren and decided to sabotage him.
Yeah, I remember Eugene having trouble with that too. What the hell is the motivation for that?
Hello, there's an unpunished ape here. No remorse, needs to be suspended.
Yeah. You know what, Warren? I'm tired of being the bad.
So many times I got called from my room to come, like, put my hand in Warren or Greg's coverage. Like, there's Eugene's hand right there. And they'd be like, oh, we need you in this scene. And you'd come down, it was literally your hand or your name.
Yeah, right.
Welcome to Puppetland.
Put on your shoes. I'm incorrigible.
I forgive you.
You know about my movie.
Your agent called. I'll see you bright and early in the morning, Professor Ape.
I don't think so. Because I quit.
You can't quit. We treasure you here, Warren.
There was an original ending to this episode where Alison goes out to the car and Greg is holding an umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're going to include that.
So everything's back to normal.
I love the design of Warren. He's like such an asshole with those big googly eyes. He's
I
like a
love
cute
it.
asshole. It's just weird.
And of course, that came from just a stuffed monkey that we cut open and turned into a puppet back on IFC. And the helmet was actually used to hide all the elaborate stitching we did on the puppet, which was pretty rudimentary considering we weren't the least bit professional, hiding glue stains and stuff.
You guys have one of those borrowing stuff kind of relationships. The weirdest thing. I spent my lunch hour washing your car.
Yeah.
And putting rose
Sweet.
petals in the car. I was so
Gave us
confused
a
as
heart.
to who the hell am I in this show.
That was originally a lot earlier in the show too, and it ended up becoming the new ending.
Well, then there's always gonna be some people.
Oh,
Look!
we do have this, but there's no interplay.
Nice tint, by the way.
Greg is completely dead again.
They've got you covered, no matter what.
That tint
comes
is
down.
necessary to hide Dan Milano, who is in the car.
That's good.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's great to see these
Is
names.
that me
I
and you,
really-
Drew? Is
Yeah.
that doing your hands?
Yeah. That's us.
Trying to grab the
That's our best work. I can find your face.
You guys are
Fabulous.
good. You guys are good.
I'm like, I'm right here, dude.
Yeah. Nice.
And their fucking eyebrow came off.
I think we have more footage of that.
Which they used.
Hey, catch me, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.